This is the K2 from Majority, so some quick details on this. It is a 2.1 surround system. It includes the soundbar and a wireless subwoofer. It also comes in two different colors, comes in black and white. I do have the white version here because traditionally you don't really see white soundbars, so I thought that'd be kind of an interesting change. It does include a bunch of different connections, so Bluetooth, RCA cable connection, auxiliary connection, USB, as well as HDMI. So it comes in at a price of $99.95, and I'll leave a link down below if you guys are interested in checking this out. So let's go ahead and see what's in the box. So here is the soundbar itself as well as our subwoofer. So just to take a look at this, again, it is in white, but they do have a black version as well. So there's a nice grill on the front. I'm not sure if there's a display or anything behind it, so we'll have to find out. On the side, you can see we have our controls. So we do have our power, mode, volume plus and next button, and our volume down and previous button, as well as a USB in and a line in, and we have Majority branding as well right at the top. The side has nothing on it. Now on the back, we do have two little holes where you can actually attach this to your wall if you wanted to. It does also have a cushion behind it, so that's pretty nice. It will not damage your wall. Now you also have your inputs as well back here. So we have an HDMI ARC input right here. We have our subwoofer out. We have an optical input, as well as our power and an FM antenna, so you just extend this out so you can actually get FM radio stations. This is our subwoofer here, so as you can see we have Majority K2 branding on the bottom. We do have the sub on the bottom there, so if you were curious about the size of that. On the back we also have a little hole for the sound as well, and then on the back we just have it DC in, and it does say it's Bluetooth, so wireless Bluetooth surround bar and subwoofer. And it says our technical specifications, of course, Bluetooth 5.0 plus EDA, wireless subwoofer 70 watts, and then it's a 12-volt input for power. So we get a little box of goodies. We get this paper as well here, and this basically just says before switching on, other wireless signals can cause interference with the UHF signal that connects your K2 soundbar and subwoofer. To ensure a successful connection, please switch off any wireless devices in the same room before connecting the soundbar and subwoofer. This will ensure that your soundbar and subwoofer have the strongest connection possible. After connection, other wireless devices can be switched back on. So it's basically because it can't change the channel while you can change channels on other devices, so it just wants to make sure that there's no interference when you first turn it on. In the box you can see we do have our remote, so it does have a couple controls. We have a power, our mode control, we have the volume up and down, next, rewind, pause, play, and mute on the same button, kind of strange. We have an up-down for bass, up-down for treble, and an equalizer, as well as, looks like as a light maybe integrated into the remote. So it is a pretty basic remote, but this is also a basic soundbar subwoofer combination. We do have RCA cables included, so as you can see we have two RCA cables as well as a 3.5 headphone jack. We have headphone to headphone jack here, batteries for our remote. We have our plug for either the subwoofer or the soundbar. Another plug for either one of those. We also have an included HDMI cable, included optical cable as well, so if you want to use this with your optical output on your TV, you can. Something else to keep in mind is both of these plugs plug in vertically, so they will take up a lot of space, unfortunately. So they're not sideways plugs like I thought, but yeah, that's just something to be aware of. So not the greatest plug design on this. The soundbar all set up, so as you can see here, it is a pretty minimalist white soundbar. So as you can see, it does have a little display, and it is blue. So what happens when you use the remote is if you go through the different modes, as you see, OPT is for optical. If we go through again, it will be on ARC for HDMI ARC. You have one for radio. You also have one for line in for your auxiliary, as well as Bluetooth. Now there is a little dash at the bottom below that, and what that is for your equalizer. So if I hit the equalizer button on a remote, it goes through a couple of different equalizers that are available. So some of them, we have our little subwoofer down here at the bottom. So of course those go on the floor. It is Bluetooth, so all I had to do is just plug it in, and it's all set to go. Here's our remote. So again, you can do volume up with this, volume down. You have your equalizer button, which will go through the different equalizer settings, as well as your bass boost and treble boost, or to go down. And you have a little light as well, so you see the light right there. I'm not sure if that has a light on the remote. I don't think it does. So I'm not sure why it says light on or off. We have some no copyright music I'll go ahead and play for you just to give you an idea of how it sounds, and I'll go through the different equalizer settings while it's playing to give you an idea of how the different equalizer settings sound. through some of the different settings for bass and treble just to give you an idea of how that sounds. So I'll play the song here. And the bass goes up to 4, and it goes down to -4 as well. And the treble, same thing, to 4. And then all the way to -4. The radio functionality on this is not very intuitive, so the way to change channels for the radio is to use the center button and hold down, and it will seek, and then it'll eventually find channels that it thinks will work, and you can program them by holding down on this button. So it's not very intuitive, and you can't actually seek through it and stop it, but it'll eventually find something. So don't depend on this for radio, but as you can see, it's I don't know if you can really see it, but it's just going to continuously go through and cycle through until it finds something that it thinks is good enough. And it seems to be saving channels. And when you save a channel, then you can actually use the remote and then press the next button. It'll go through the different channels it thinks are available. And it's not doing very well with it. In Bluetooth, it does come up as majority K2, so we can just hit that. And it should just connect right there, and then we can now use our phone and play music to the soundbar directly. So I would say that the sound on this is good, but not great. I really would have liked the subwoofer to offer a little bit more bass than it does. You can hear a lot more sound from the actual soundbar than the subwoofer, so that could just be because it is a wireless subwoofer. But overall, I do think it is a still decent package for the price. So again, it's $99. They have a coupon right now for $25 off. Not sure how long that will last, but even for $99, it's still not too bad. It's a decent size. I do like that it comes in 2 different colors. I think the white kind of adds a little flair to it. You do have a bunch of different inputs for this. So again, optical, HDMI ARC. You have line input, your RCA cable. You also have Bluetooth as well. And you also have FM radio if it worked. It didn't really work very well in my testing, of course, but it's still there if you want it. You can't select a channel. You have to kind of seek through them until it decides it wants it. So you can't actually like pick a radio station, which is unfortunate, but not many people listen to the radio anymore, I don't think. You may not even listen to it with your actual soundbar anyway. But again, for the price, it's not too bad. So I definitely would recommend it if you're looking for a simple, basic soundbar. And again, I'll leave a link down below if you guys are interested in checking it out.